Alright then, so before I basically continue on with like the fourth episode here for Crying Suns, I just want to note that I've actually beaten this game finally. So basically to give you like, a quick little rundown of basically how long this game basically is, there's a total of 6 chapters. And each chapter is basically like, designated to like a specific enemy that you basically fight. So the first like chapter here are basically fighting like scrappers, and then like, after this chapter we fight like a new enemy, and then like, each following like chapter after that we fight like a new enemy after that. You do get to see like the other enemies basically like, intertangled within like, the primary like, chapters like, we're in like right now. So for example, basically I fought like that Kosh Battleship in like, the like, past episode. But basically like the idea is that like, just basically a primary enemy per like, chapter. And like, if you like see like the other like enemies, they're just like, sort of like there by chance. And that's actually something I want to note about this game. It's actually something I really dislike, because essentially in like, FDL, which is this game was basically based on, FDL basically had it so like, you basically had like that chance to like, have a lot more like, sectors of like different enemies. So you could have like, rock sector enemy, you could have like, Zoltan enemies and stuff like that. But whatever. Let's continue on. I'll note that there's basically quite a few things I dislike about this game. It's like, not like a perfect FTL type of clone. It does its own thing. And some of those like, decisions that they basically did are like not as fun. But whatever. Alright, so when I basically last left off, we were going to do this quest. So, let's go save the Imperial outpost from the Kosh Battleships. Incoming transmission. Please, Admiral, you have to help us. These monsters have us locked away in here, says the enslaved civilian. Who? What monsters? Scrappers, Admiral. They kidnapped us and brought us here. Think to make their little scrapper babies. Run along, little Imperial. Nothing going on here but wholesome family fun. Looks like a scrapper baby making station, Admiral. Alright, so you basically already know what the baby maker like stations are probably going to be all about, but baby makers, Caliban. Scrappers don't live long on account of their exposure to raw Neo-N, Admiral. So if they resort to these kinds of stations, they keep their numbers strong. What do you want to know about the baby maker station? Alright, now don't bother just like a 50-50 like shot at like, basically freeing a woman, or like, not freeing them. There's basically a risk that like, I'll basically lose these souls basically from him, but whatever, it's fine, we'll basically show it off. Captain, put together a team and free those women. Of course, sir. The mission was a success, sir. The mothers have all been freed. They were all in a terrible state. Only Scrapper scum could have done this. And the Scrappers? Dead as can be, sir. My men and women are scraping their brains from our boots as we speak. Got some other good news for you. We found a little Neo-N here, too. I don't think those scum are going to miss it. Incoming transmission. Thank you, Admiral. Because it's you and your crew, we're free once again. There will be nightmares, I'm sure, but we won't forget what you've done here today. So a very low reward basically for this one. Actually, like, reward you probably want to basically ignore it unless you really need the Neo-N, but whatever. Every little bit helps out, so it's fine. Alright, so I guess we'll save the Imperial outpost. You remember that Imperial captain we bumped into the last sector, sir? The one who told us about the outpost under siege? Well, these are the coordinates she gave us, and that, well, that must be one of the Kosh battleships she was talking about too, sir. Incoming Kosh transmission. Let me guess. They sent you to protect their little outpost. You're going down. Did no one tell you the Kosh tech was the best? I guess the last Kosh battleship we destroyed failed to mention that. Crew, prepare your weapons. Alright, so I see a couple neutral turrets in this one. Now these turrets, by the way, they're actually going to be like hostile to me as well as like the enemy, so where possible I want to basically avoid these and like let the enemy get like trash bombed if they want to, but you know, that's what that is all about. Let's see here. I may want to throw in my, like, you know, drones basically to, like, slow stuff down. Let's go like this. And this. I'll put this guy basically over here and let's just get this underway. Now, I'll note with the Kosh, by the way, they basically have, like, you know, a tendency basically to have, like, you know, these, like, you know, magneto, like, you know, frigates. These guys basically will lock in your units so they basically can't move around. And they can't be stunned, these units either. So, very powerful, like, units, these, like, you know, magnetos they basically have access to. They also have, like, you know, a tendency to have very, like, you know, powerful hulls and stuff like that. And, like, lots of defenses for them. So, basically, it's going to take a while to go through this guy's hull, but whatever. And there's like his tech. So battleship and allied units are immune to direct damage of allied weapons, so he can't hurt his like own ships. And when allied units are hit by an allied direct damage weapon, they basically get buffed. So it's actually beneficial for these guys basically to be hit by your, like, you know, weapons. Also, basically, like, you know, critical fire does not propagate, and, like, you know, allied squadrons basically move slower. So a couple other things basically on them. And let's just see here. Let's go like this. Doesn't matter who I basically lock down, I just want to lock down someone right here. Move like this and try to attack the now, no bother, the turret basically started to attack like those like fires there because they got too close. So these turrets are like, you know, they're mean business basically. So lots of basically like, you know, range like DPS on these guys. They have like a good, like, you know, range of 2. They can't move or anything, but you know they're powerful enough to be like, you know, a significant threat basically to anything that gets close to them. Excuse me. Now, note this guy's got basically a very powerful weapon. This XP will basically allow this guy to basically, like, you know, essentially, like, smash into, like, you know, say, like, all of my guys if he basically wants to. Which is unfortunate, so I'm probably gonna get, like, you know, all 3 of these guys hit by, like, an XP in a moment. Unless he just does it wrong like that. Basically, like, you know, now, not by the way, like, those, like, precog drones are actually very weak HP-wise, so, like, you know, they took him out that way, but whatever, that's fine. Whoops, don't do that. I want you guys to go over here and then there. Let's just see here. He's probably going to use fires again, so start healing up my frigates. And yeah, not by this guy's got emergency hull repair, so essentially, like, he's repairing, like, you know, half his hull per second. Even though, like, I'm about down to him, he's still, like, you know, able to repair quite a bit. Alright, we locked down, it's like, you know, squadrons there for a little bit, so I'll help, but, you know, only for a little bit. There we go, we got this basically, so... Now it's like a bad situation to use these guys because, like, this thing's basically in the way. So let's use my, like, you know, stealth fighters this time around, I think. You guys go for this right here. Now I can use this executioner laser basically to, like, soften these things up if I want to, so... Let's get rid of one of the turrets right there. Just like, because these guys are going to get knocked back in a moment, so... You know, I want to basically avoid them, like, you know, taking, like, you know, unnecessary damage. Alright, there we go. We knocked out basically one of his hulls. Hit you with this. Now that's been about my stealth fighters is when they basically come out like cloaked, they'll basically be able to like, do some like, you know, basically like, you know, abrupt damage on this stuff when it hits them. I'm probably gonna lose my drones here, but yeah, let's just keep attacking his battleship. I'll just try and take this guy out before he does, like, you know, too much damage to me. Alright, so, two of my, like, you know, drones get wrecked, but basically, like, destroy the first battleship. And there's the second Kosh Battleship, right on cue. Let's hope we have enough in the tank to take it out, sir. I don't know how you won. Must be luck. No way you can be that lucky twice. And yes, we have basically a dual battle here for like this quest here, so... Very similar setup to last time, basically, like, you know, he's got like, you know... Oh, he's got something different. So here's Connect Converter. Basically, each damage received by our battleship hull will actually have your like topmost weapon get like, you know, its thing reduced. So, unlike basically before, this guy's basically gonna have his like, you know, weapon charge up a lot faster when I'm basically hitting him, so... Very dangerous. Let's see here. Actually, you know what? Let's use like the damaged drones. But basically, trying to like use the stuff that's already been damaged, just to, you know, keep anything else from getting damaged. Now, unlike the thwart, it's actually going to have like, you know, of course, like defenses this time around, or like not like defense, but like, you know, he's not going to have like turrets basically defending him. So, something to keep in mind. Let's see here. I've got basically drones out here, so let's try and lock down one of his fighters. There we go. Those drones are fighting these guys, they're fighting those. Alright, technically I actually haven't taken any damage yet from my ships really, except for the frigates, so... Well, I guess we can heal up the frigate a little bit, why not? The frigates are technically, like, undamaged yet, so... Keep them alive at, like, all costs. Alright, now his XP will probably be target basically, like, you know... Right there, basically, to, like, hit all my stuff if he wants to. Now, basically, way of avoiding like getting damaged by the X-beam is just to drop your guys in asteroid fields like this. So we'll do that. sending these drones out to fight the weakened fighters, so that's fine. They're gonna take some major damage from like the fighters, but you know, they're still gonna win, right? And you can attack over here. Now, notice that this is basically already back online because basically, like, you know, that's what's gonna happen. It's gonna keep on right back online, basically, to, like, you know, fight me, unfortunately. This does 20 damage, so I'm not sure that's gonna be enough basically to save my, like, you know, my drones here, unfortunately, because these guys basically don't have, like, you know, health on them. I think these guys are pretty dead in the wire, so we'll just probably let this guy get hit, I think. Oops. Well, I was gonna let it get hit, but you know, I failed to, so whatever. Let's deploy these guys basically into the battlefield, I guess. Now, I didn't really get to show it off last time, but I might have enough time basically for this guy to get over here and, like, you know, ram this, like, you know, spot up here, so let's show that off. Yes. Ramming speed! Boom. So it's like rams right into the hull of, like, the ship and does a lot of damage to the fighter there, so that's how those guys work. I unfortunately got caught there, so that's unfortunate, but well. Alright, well, I want to basically hit the frigate there, so I actually want to hit these fires, I think. So this eliminated those fires basically with my executioner beam, so now we basically have to fight like these guys over here. We're just gonna send these guys like this around here to attack these guys in the back. These guys are taking too much damage, so I just want them to flee the battlefield at this point, I think. Now, an excellent use of these guys is basically just to send them back and, like, you know, make them charge again, so to speak. Because basically, like, you know, we're gonna charge up the weapon if we keep attacking this thing here, so. Actually, you can leave as well. Pull these guys up, and then let's go like this and charge their squadron bay. Charge! Boom! I don't think I'll be able to lock it down, but you know, it'll do good damage. Oh, we did lock it down. Oop! Well, whatever. Basically, they damaged my damaged drone there with like the X-beam, so I'll live with that, I guess. Alright, so here's my reward. I got basically a Fire Mark II prototype. Incoming transmission from the Imperial outpost. We can't thank you enough, Admiral. Those Koshes have been harassing us for weeks. We put together a gift for you, and your men and women. It should make all this darkness a little less frightening. Good luck on your journey. Alright, I got myself a new weapon, got myself a drone Mark 1. Boomer. Not a bad little haul right there. I'll note this weapon I don't really care much for. Basically, it's like, you know, it's going to target ram cells, like hit him with like lots of damage, but it's basically one of those weapons that are like so indirect. Basically, it's like, you know, useless to you. Whatever, it can be useful. There's my new boomer drone right there, basically. So we now have like access to exploding like type of ships like these guys right here. That'll be useful to upgrade if I get a chance to in a later run. So we'll see if I can do that. And nice, auto shield. So something about these like prototype like, you know, squadrons in this game. If you fire a prototype, these guys basically have like a special on them. And in this case, this guy has like a special shield. So basically, like, you know, when he basically like, you know, waits for 10 seconds, he's gonna basically have like an auto shield. Basically absorbs like, you know, 1 instance of damage. And for example, if that was basically like a super weapon, X-beam basically being fired at him, he basically would avoid it. So hooray! So nice little farm right there with that guy. Which means I now want to basically make use of like the guys that are like, you know, right here to do stuff. I'm probably going to start selling off like, you know, this drone for example soon, I think. But whatever. Ooh! Asteroid Battleship, sir, and badly damaged. I'm picking up a faint distress signal from inside that battleship. Want to send us in, sir? Honestly, it'd be nice to see a little action. Alright, so here's an instance where we're basically going to rescue someone in an Asteroid Battleship, I think, so let's attempt to make contact first. Get me in touch with that ship, Lieutenant. Sorry, sir, no one's responding. Ship looks to be abandoned. Alright, want to send us in, sir? Alright, so let's send a team to explore the interior of the ship. Lean, put a team together and find that signal. Of course, sir. Washer 6's troops, we're heading in. Sir, we're in. Our trackers are telling us we're close to the signal, but we've hit a snag. Corridor collapse, sir, blocking us. Unless we have a way of clearing a path through the rubble, I'm afraid the search ends here. Ah, damn, I don't have the engineering trait. So, I'm not basically need to have, like, you know, a specific trait basically to, like, get the, like, the person out of this one, but oh well. Push on, just move on. You just want to move on. Lean, get your men and women back to the ship safe and sound. That's an order. Right away, sir. You heard what the Admiral said. Move it. See, I'm not really. I need to have like this trait right here for like this like mission here. So, yeah, I basically didn't have like that right there. So, I had a lot of what everything else, but you know, not specifically right that. All right, let's see here. I'm tempted to repair these like drone nails because they're useful, I guess, somewhat. But they don't actually have enough health basically to be really useful to me, so maybe not. That guy I'm probably gonna sell though. I've already got the pre-guard nose and I got like the boomer drone, so we don't really need to have the extra drones, I don't think. And let's just see here, we can get access to some nice stuff in here. There's a Basilisk, that's basically a type of cruiser in this game. I actually have to show off the cruisers to you guys, so I actually should actually buy a cruiser just so I can show it off. So let's see here, who or what should I sell basically for as a thing? I want to keep like at least a frigate here, but you know. We can sell off one of the fires, I think, for now. And by the way, there's also like auxiliary systems up here. I could get like, you know, the asteroid field holomapper, which basically lets you like your allied units ignore penalties and asteroid fields. It lets like, you know, ally units basically enter stealth mode when you enter asteroid field. They basically can, like, you know, essentially make use of, like, you know, asteroids for, like, you know, awesomeness. And it's a tactical log neurospear. Basically, it's a very awesome, like, you know, basically in this game there's like this thing that you can, like, you know, buy and sell. So essentially this is like, you know, a thing where you basically, you know, you'll attack like battleships, and if you basically get a perfect score, basically like destroying them, you can basically sell this back for, like, you know, nice little hefty sum. So it's like, you know, it's like you buy it and then you sell it later on. But we're just gonna get ourselves the Basilisk right here. I want to show off what the Basilisk is basically all about, so you can basically see what it's all about. I know I'm very tempted to sell this flak cannon, but I think I want to show it off before I do that, so we'll show it off first. And let's see here, let's basically put the Basilisk in place so I can basically show him off. Alright, well, let's go find a fight so I can basically show off the Basilisk. Alright, Teal's shipping crate with no escort, sir. What do you want to do? So ask Lynch and his birds to investigate. Lynch, form a team and check it out. And tell your birds to be on guard, Captain. Of course, sir. We're on our way now. Sir, the door's been blasted away from the crate, and... what? There are Omnis! Functional Omnis coming out of it! Did the captain say what I think she said? Sorry, false alarm. It was just the way that they were floating out of the crate. It looked like they were, you know. Bring the Omnis back to the hangar, Captain. Right away, sir. So there's a reward basically for rescuing the Omnis, or like not rescuing, but like, you know, taking them. Scavenge the Neo N, and look at that, nice little Neo N, like, you know, reserve right there. Alright, we got ourselves a secret military base. Let's go, like, loot it. So let's go here. Civilian ship, sir. 12 o'clock. An Imperial ship. Who knew we'd ever be happy to see the likes of you? We're a group of prisoners who escaped our prison station by building a crude junk ship. Prisoners of the Empire. Captain, you're lucky I haven't started firing. Yeah, we're lucky to be flying around in a homemade ship, a bunch of convicts in a post-apocalyptic galaxy. You have no idea how lucky we are. Look, we don't want any trouble, Admiral. We know we could never beat you with our junk ship. We just want to help you and your crew. We know of a scrapper weapon around here that's unguarded. We'll tell you where it is on one condition. You give us Neo N, and when the Empire's return to its former glory, you pardon us for our crimes, okay? 2 conditions. An Imperial Admiral, Captain, not an Imperial Judge. But you can at least put in a good word for us, so what's it going to be? So you can basically ask the prisoners about their crimes, but, you know, whatever. Tell me, what Imperial crimes have you committed, knowing might influence my decision? We haven't committed any crimes, Admiral. You'll find nothing but innocent men and women on this junk ship. Every last one of us was falsely imprisoned. Yeah, that's what all Imperial prisoners say. So what's it going to be? We have a deal? Alright, let's do the deal. Basically, we'll, like, spend some Neo N basically get something from this guy. And how do I know I will actually be a weapon there when I get it? Does this look like the face of a liar, Admiral? You know what? Don't answer that. I'm going to take you at your word. Now, take your Neo N and tell me where this weapon is before I change my mind. So we lost the Neo N. It's here, sir. Exactly where those ex-cons said it'd be. I think you're going to be pleased. Alright, we got ourselves our flak can, so whatever. Let's prepare the mission to drop down to the planet, I guess. Ooh, another major threat, a Samworm. Alright, well, let's see here. I'll know I could send down, like, this guy over here for, like, you know, the maximum amount of resources, but the chance that she'll get injured is, like, you know, very, very high here, so I have to watch out for that. It might be better to send down, like, this guy over here, I guess, because I'll lose, like, you know, my commandos like crazy, but At the same time, I'm basically going to be able to get, like, you know, lots of resources basically extracted here. And you won't get injured. So yeah, it's like the risk-reward type of thing in this game. You want to, like, you know, determine, like, you know, if it's worth it basically send, like, your guys down to, like, you know, get injured or not. You know what? Let's just be risky here. Let's launch the expedition for this guy here. If she gets injured, then, like, you get to see what the injured officer basically looks like, so... Here's a bit of scrap. Ooh! There's a bit of injuries to her and her troops. Her again and the troops. Yeah, so basically, like, you know, you can see, like, here. So, this is, like, a good instance where it's probably a good idea to pull out, because she's probably not going to survive against the Samworm if I basically find her, so... We'll leave it loose. It's not basically worth losing all these soldiers basically for it, so... We retreated. So yeah, basically that's something to know about this game, basically. Sometimes it's worth to, like, you know, pull out if you're, like, you know, you're going to have, like, a bad, like, you know, foray into, like, a plant like that. You'll get nothing basically out of it, but at the same time, you're going to, like, you know, cut your losses, so... It can be worth it. Now, I'm probably going to find anything here at the mercenary outpost, but, you know, we can probably buy some new ends, so why not? Sir, I'm picking up a weak thrust signal from that escape pod. If you're getting this, I need your help. My pod's engine has conked out, and now I'm on a high-velocity collision course with a ship eater. Contact pod and ask about ship eater. Get me in touch with this pod, Lieutenant. You received my transmission. Yes, and we're going to try and help you, but I have to ask, what do you mean by ship eater? There's a powerful gravitational singularity not too far from here. Ship eater is just how it's known informally. You know, because it's swallowed many ships. I was assisting a group of Amis studying it. I think they were interested in harvesting its energy. Anyway, when it collapsed, I nearly went crazy living on my own for so long, but somehow managed to survive at our research station, until my food ran out, that is. That's when I jumped in its escape pod with its old engine. I was in here about a day when the engine failed me, and well, you know the rest. I really hope you can help me avoid this gravitational singularity. So that's what you can do to help the escape pod. How can we help you? In short, get me off this pod. A skilled pilot, if they use their thrusters precisely, could stabilize the rescue pod long enough to pull me out without getting pulled into being by a gravitational field. And sir, if we could enhance our short-range tractor beam, it could be enough to pull the pod away from the singularity toward our ship. But it will require using some scrap, and even then there's no guarantee it will work. So, again, I don't have, like, the you know, the piloting condition for this one, but whatever. Let's just try and pull her away, because basically we'll get, like, a free, like, officer if we basically do. Boosted beam, Bigelow. Let's see if we can pull that pod toward us. Of course, sir. I'll let you know when it's ready. The beam is boosted and ready for activation, sir. Honestly, I'm not sure that beam has the chops to pull me in. Guess you don't have a good pilot, do you? Fire when ready, Bigelow. It was clever to use the boosted beam, I'll give you that. But it wasn't strong enough to pull me away from the ship eater. Soon I will pass the point of no return. Farewell, Admiral. You tried to help me at least. And transition, Admiral. Alright, well, that was just a net loss to me, but oh well. Sometimes you have, like, net loss sectors like this. Oh! Alright, so no, by the way, in this game, there's, like, special officers you can basically buy in this game, like this guy right here. And essentially, if you buy this guy, you can actually, like, you know, hire him as, like, a guy who basically, like, you know, have at the start of, like, your runs. I'm very tempted to sell a lot of stuff basically to get that guy, to be honest. So I know I have, like, this flat cannon still down here, I guess, so... We're gonna sell that. As I basically said, we don't need to have, like, all these fighters, so we can sell off some of these fighters. I was trying to remember what this guy's basically all about, so... Alright, so basically like this guy, like Joe D. Red. He's got proximity defense, so he's good for the hull. He does have access to engineering, which I basically need, and he's got, like, you know, fighting and as well as demolition. So basically, I could like sell possibly like Jame Ido here for that guy. So we want to basically sell off you, and I need to sell off one more thing basically so I can get access to this guy here. So I think we're gonna sell off one of our frigates at this point. So we'll sell off this. Now, basically, when you see like the symbol, it's like these DNA signals. It's like a guy could basically like clone your facility. So there you go, achievement unlocked. The mech soldier. So this option will not be available in your starting roster whenever your clone is ready. So basically, you can like hire a special like clone officer for like your ship when you basically start to like your runs. That's what guy's basically all about. And let's see here. I basically now have access to everything but piloting at this point, so that's basically what I get for that guy. Basically, I have like access to like lots of good stuff. All right, well, I guess at this point, I want to go to the boss. We have enough time for this episode for it, so let's go to the boss. One of Munder's sector bosses. You're that imp that took care of skis in the last sector. I am, and I'll take care of you if you get in my way. Mom told me to kill you nice and dead. Now I see why. You're kind of mean. Alright, well. He's got Mark III fighters and Mark III boomers, which basically do a lot of damage when they explode on me. And of course he's got guerrilla tactics, so basically does like more damage against like non-pack squadrons. This will be fun. I guess we're going to use the basilisk so we can basically show it off, so we'll do that. I'll not bother this guy over here, the mech soldier, can be like throw into like the hull here. This guy basically has proxy and defense, and basically how it works is when you're basically next to like your battleship with like an enemy, you'll basically damage the enemy, so we'll put that basically in there. Let's just get this underway. Now, I don't bother the basilisk works really well with like the the Peacock drones, or like any cruiser really does basically anyways. What this guy basically does, the basilisk, he has something called stasis, basically like, this slows down and like the enemies like DPS and like movement speed, so it's a very powerful effect you basically shouldn't drop on enemies. He doesn't do like a whole lot of damage to this guy, but I mean the thing is like he's a support craft, so that's his job. He supports the other fighters so he kills stuff. Alright, sending this boomer drone up this way. I actually want to get around these like asteroids here, so let's go like this. Alright, caught that guy. So basically we're gonna have like their like our stuff here. They gotta watch out for like this fire here because it's dropping in a little bit too fast, so we gotta like, run away from the fire. Basic cruisers, they have like this one drawback where they can't fire at close range. Basically these guys are like long range fighters, basically, what they're all about. Alright, there we go. Basically, I've locked this guy into a frigate. My cruiser took a little bit beating there, but it's fine. Basically, we're like, here's my pre-god drone, but whatever. We're doing it, slowly as like battle here. Yeah, basically, like, the cruiser is pretty powerful because it basically, like, helps support your other craft. I was thinking here about how I want to do this. Basically, they're gonna like summon in like their stuff here to attack me. So I think I just want to basically like get behind the rocks here and wait for my guy to come back over here. Alright, here's a flak cannon, by the way. And you can see like how rampant it is. Like, you know, you're just targeting ram cells like crazy. That'll work. Let's see here. Well, that's a hit technically, so I'm good with that. Now I know that these drone plates are coming after my cruiser here, so, you know, move my cruiser again. There we go. Just go like this. Now, note by the way, the boomer drone just took out his, like, you know, his friends, so very powerful sometimes, like the boomer drones, and what they basically do to you. They can be, you know, very advanced sometimes, these like boomer drones. So, hooray! Let's go like this, and we're gonna go like this, and let's tear through one of this guy's hulls. Ramming speed, go! Boom. Alright, how do I want to do this? We'll blow that up like so. We're gonna basically just kill off the star right here. You know, I'm gonna play it safe for this one because Britta's taking so much damage here, so. We're gonna pull that back out for a little bit. That was an entire miss there, but oh well. We're taking a lot of unnecessary damage, so. And this is the thing right about the boomers, basically, they do a lot of damage to you like constantly, so. They're hard to deal with. Okay, let's see here. Let's use the precogs, I guess. Now that these guys are shielded, by the way, so if they basically, like, you know, take a hit, they're fine, but. Let's go like this, I guess. Actually, you know what? This is a perfect opportunity to do right this, so. That kills off my precog drone, but basically it's just there to, like, you know, to soften those guys up anyway, so. We'll do it like so. Now, no bother with this flak cannon, it's like, you know, one other thing that makes it very useless is that it doesn't really damage to, like, the battleship, so. You know, it can be powerful, but it's very, like, luck-based, that weapon, so I'll probably replace it when I get the chance to. There we go, we locked that down. That guy's still not healed, really, so we'll play these guys. Alright, he's gonna go fire against my, like, you know, things here. For some reason, this guy's shield up here. I don't know why, but you know. Oh, it's just him spawning. Okay, it's fine. Alright, well. Alright, perfect. We basically, like, got rid of those guys. It's just finishing him off at this point, so finish him off. There we go. Now that I have like this drone, like, you know, now it's basically repaired, but because these guys are like so weak anyways, I'm not really gonna worry about them. We're just gonna buy some fuel. And I think I'll upgrade my squadron blocks basically to be the maximum, so we'll get that out of the way. Alright, so I guess we can move on to at least one sector here, so let's see here. There's like the Prophet, like, you know, child basically I'm going to go after, I guess, up there, so we'll basically want to make my way up to her at some point. The question is, how do I want to get there? I could go here, here, or here, 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 here. There's an army depot there, there's mercenary outpost right there, but I don't really need to, I don't think. I think what I want to do is probably go, like, you know, maybe up this way. Maybe we'll go like the fun route basically up here, so we'll stick to the top. Got Captain Lean for you, sir. Sir, I hope you don't mind, but I've been talking to R&D about building a Neurocommando virtual program. Thanks to some Kosh tech we picked up a while back, they think it's possible it could really bump up our commando numbers. Of course, no guarantee here, sir. It'll require scrap, and it still might not turn out killing machines, good soldiers. Now, no problem, it's like a 50-50 chance to get some like commandos, but I don't really need them right now, so don't invest. Sorry, Captain, but I'm afraid I have to pass on the training program. I understand, sir. Maybe some other time. The crew members I was looking at, they probably weren't killing material anyway. Alright, there's some more, like, you know, Neo-N. Let's go here and check out the planetary turret. Scout patrol, sir. Guess we took one too many turns back there. You're lucky, I'm nice. Give me something I won't break your ship. So let's ask Calvin for his advice. Any advice here? A battle here will result in an increase in scout patrols in this sector. That said, we might not have no choice but to fight our way out of this. You shouldn't be here. Give me something so I don't break your ship. So I could have my specialist talk our way out. I could fight the scrapper, because, you know, technically we're not going to be, like, you know, worrying about this, but whatever. You know what? I don't really care if this guy wants to be, like, you know, A bully. Fight the scrapper. No one talks to you that way. This scrapper picked the wrong ship to bully. To your battle stations, crew. This isn't good going to make us any more friends around here, Admiral. Now, not by doing this, we're just going to increase our alert level, but, you know, you'll basically see, like, you know, what basically looks like, so that's fine. And let's see here, we basically have a lot of stuff basically out here. Boomer drones, of course, are going to be a threat, but whatever. This guy here. Yeah, it's going to really suck basically with all these asteroids, but, you know, whatever. Yeah, I'm going to deploy to for it, so... Alright, so... First things first, I want my, like, you know... Precog drones basically to, like, you know, harass, like, the scout. He's over there, I guess. Let's just get these guys basically through this asteroid here initially. I just want to lock down her scout there a little bit, so that's the first plan. Alright, so here comes this, like, you know, this stuff. Now, something about your cruisers, by the way, is that if you basically put them in an asteroid field, they can't be damaged or anything, so... We're gonna go like this, I think. And just keep moving around in the asteroids. Alright, so there goes like that, like, you know, stuff around there. Now, a good thing about the asteroids, by the way, is that they do, like, probably some cover. You know, we're slowly, like, just ripping through everything here. And deploying our fire base to fight me, apparently, so interesting. Works for me, I guess. You're gonna deploy a boomer drone in a moment, it's gonna suck, but well. Let's get you over here. That's annoying. Just chase that guy down, I guess. Move these guys around like so. Yeah, he's literally just throwing everything around me at this point, so... Oh, my cruiser's taking a beating here. Oh, yeah, that's my cruiser right there taking a beating, so... Nope, didn't save it. Oh well. Yeah, that's about your cruiser. They take like a sucker beam that can go down so easy like that, but oh well. Now, note, by the way, if you basically attack these boomers, basically like, you know, adjacent to the battleship, they still damage it, so... There we go. A little bit of damage to them. More boomer drones, apparently. Alright, that's dead. I could spawn our ship, but I'm not going to make it in time, so I'm just going to work with what I've got right here. There we go. Interesting, I got myself an Imperial cruiser this time. Yeah, so basically like the losses, I get alert increase from this. So yeah, basically like, you know, the battleships are coming, but whatever. Let's prepare a mission here, I guess. Now, I want to know, by the way, when you basically use like this big guy here, the special officer basically has like lots of health and he has like, you know, extra like skills because he's like, you know, a super officer. It's not usually the best idea to use these guys for a lot of your missions because they used to get you more results, but you know, let's just see how it goes. And you know what, we're going to speed it up at this point because, you know, let's see what you guys get. Ugh! I really don't like Dark Matter cannons, but we got one. Yep, continue. Get all the stuff. Alright, so we basically got ourselves a Dark Matter cannon, Mark II. I'm just going to take this off. We'll basically put the Dark Matter cannon on so we can basically show it off. It does basically what you can probably guess it does. It basically creates dark matter on like your space that like, you know, prevents movement, so that's what it's all about. So here's basically the artillery like, you know, cruising this game, by the way. Basically this guy's like, you know, he damages like the enemy like, you know, ship from like a fire. It's actually really good like ship basically have for like this type of like, you know, scenario, so I'll probably enjoy using him quite a bit. Let's get over here then. And our Scrapper battleship, because why not? Scrapper! I'm getting out of this game, Imp. Gonna live in the final days of my decaying life on a nice tropical planet somewhere. Take this weapon. I don't need to blow up ships and people anymore to feel good about myself. Ooh! Tesla field generator. So that happens sometimes, basically get free stuff. We're gonna sell a flat can, I guess. We'll need a plan here. Let's repair that. Sell this. By the way, I'm basically clicking on this guy because he's basically on top of the sell button, so you know, when you click on the officer, you basically get details what they're all about, but because like this thing's in the way. Alright, so the thing I basically picked up here, this is a dark matter can. Basically it creates like, you know, a couple spaces that like, you know, prevents like the enemy from moving through them. And basically the idea is like, you know, you basically stop things from like going through those cells. The Tesla field generator is basically like puts DPS over time over like, you know, units basically are hit by it, so basically, you know, like damage over time type of thing. Though I think this one actually does like, you know, actual physical DPS as opposed to like a percentage, so a little bit better against the scrappers perhaps. Especially since they have like low HP to begin with. You know, this has such a long cooldown. We're just gonna sell that, I think. I'll look at that stuff in a moment, but let's just go here for now. There's my like Tesla field generator basically like put on. There's a dark matter basically trying to show it off, I guess. This first like, you know, chapter isn't like too difficult, so I'm like, you know, a little bit more like you know, shall we say risky with what we're doing, but well, it's fine. By the way, there's like a fully upgraded Mark IV Nano right over here. Basically, level 4 is basically like powerful as they basically get. Note these guys basically have like 40 health as opposed to like this guy's like 15. So basically, the idea like this as they get like more powerful, they can actually survive like, you know, some hits. And there's a cruiser prototype. Basically, this guy's got health regen, so basically he heals up on his own. Not bad, but I don't need him. Auxiliary systems up here, we basically have the risk predictor algorithm. So note that basically like this is like a way of like to like reducing like the 50-50 chance of events, and it's really good to pick up early on, but you know now it's a little bit like too late to basically pick it up. And advanced electronic warfare. When an enemy battleship has critical effects, your squadrons charge their abilities 30% faster. That's not a bad thing by the way, just like ability, because basically it means like this guy will be able to charge up his like stuff, his like stealth up faster. The prototype will get his auto shield faster, but again, it's not really going to help me as much. So we're not really helped a whole lot by the stuff over here, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. Alright, let's go look at the star map here. So basically I have like 4, 6, 9, like space is 10 actually. I'm not basically at this point basically counting like how much Neo and fuel basically need to buy basically if I want to go from here, so I'm probably good basically just like to keep scavenging what I basically have here, so that'll be probably the plan. I'm just gonna like scavenge what I need to. I'm not gonna buy more NEO fuel from this point. Alright, let's see your upgrades. I'm probably going to hold off on the upgrades for now because I basically I want to buy something in the next sector, so that'll be the plan. And I think we're done here with like this sector here, so I think like this will be it for like this specific like episode. We'll basically like go through like the rest of the chapter, I guess, like in next one, but well, this is a long game basically to play through. And even like the first chapter, like it takes like a little bit to get through, but well, that's fine. I hope you guys basically enjoyed this episode, and, well, take care.